You need to hear this if you want to speak up without sounding bossy. You need to hear this if you want others to actually listen to what you have to say. And you definitely need to hear this if you want to win respect, not just arguments. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling unheard, or worse, feeling like you came across as aggressive when you were just trying to make a point? We've all been there. The goal isn't to shout the loudest, it's to be understood the deepest. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you a complete toolkit to navigate any discussion, debate, or disagreement with confidence and grace. We'll transform phrases like, "That's a bad idea," into, "I have some concerns about that approach. Could we explore other options?" The difference is subtle, but the impact is monumental. By the end of this, you'll be able to stand your ground, persuade others, and build stronger relationships, all at the same time. Let's begin. Before we even get to the words you use, let's talk about the foundation, your intent, tone, and body language. The most polite words in the world can sound like an attack if delivered with the wrong energy. Your goal should be mutual understanding, not total victory. Are you entering the conversation to prove you're right or to find the best solution together? That intention sets your tone. Consider the difference. A rude delivery sounds like this. Annoyed tone. Well, obviously that's not going to work. But a respectful one sounds like this. Calm, curious tone. I'm seeing a potential issue with that. Can we talk it through? Notice the shift? It's not just the words, it's the melody of your voice. Keep it steady and calm. Your body language speaks volumes too. Leaning in with an aggressive posture, crossing your arms, or avoiding eye contact can shut down a conversation before it starts. Instead, keep an open posture. Lean in slightly to show you're engaged, not to intimidate. Nod to show you're listening. These nonverbal cues signal respect and create a safe space for real dialogue to happen. Now for our first tool, personal opinion phrasing. This is how you state your views without presenting them as undeniable facts. It's the difference between declaring war and opening a negotiation. The key is to use I statements. Let's start with the classic, "I think." It's simple, direct, and softens the delivery. Instead of saying, "This project is behind schedule," try, "I think we might be falling behind schedule." It invites discussion rather than assigning blame. Next, use "I feel" when the topic is subjective or connected to an emotional response. This is powerful because no one can argue with your feelings. They are yours. For example, instead of, "This new office layout is terrible," you could say, "I feel a bit distracted by the noise in the new office layout." It's your personal experience, and it's a valid starting point for a problem-solving conversation. For a more formal or professional setting, try "in my view" or "from my perspective." These phrases signal that you are offering one interpretation among many. For instance, saying, "In my view, the data suggests we should focus on customer retention," is much more collaborative than stating, "The data proves we have to focus on retention." These phrases are your best friends. They add a layer of humility and respect, making people more willing to consider your perspective because you've already acknowledged that it is just that. A perspective, not a decree. Disagreements are inevitable, but they don't have to be battles. The art of polite disagreement is about validating the other person's point before introducing your own. This is the yes and but principle of productive debate. A fantastic phrase is, "I see your point, but..." It says, "I heard you, I understood you, and now here is a different angle." For example, "I see your point about wanting to launch quickly, but I'm concerned we haven't done enough testing." You've acknowledged their priority before raising your concern. Another powerful tool is partial agreement. Rarely is someone 100% wrong. Find the part you can agree with. Use a phrase like, "I agree to an extent, however," or "That's a valid point." For instance, "I agree to an extent that a bigger marketing budget would help. However, I think we first need to refine our target audience." This shows you're not just looking for a fight, you're looking for the best path forward by building on their idea. Compare these respectful approaches to a blunt, "No, you're wrong," or "That won't work." The rude version creates a wall. The polite version builds a bridge. It makes the other person a partner in finding a solution, rather than an opponent to be defeated. Not all opinions are created equal, and the language you use should reflect your level of certainty. This is about calibrating your claims. There are times to be strong and times to be soft. Strong opinion phrases are for when you have solid evidence and high conviction. Use phrases like, "I'm convinced that," or "I'm certain that." For example, if you've reviewed the financial reports, you could say, "I'm convinced that investing in this new software will save us money in the long run." This signals confidence and authority, but use it wisely. Overusing strong language can make you seem arrogant or inflexible, especially when the topic is subjective. On the other hand, soft opinion phrases are perfect for brainstorming, exploring new ideas, or when you're less certain. They invite collaboration and reduce pressure. Use phrases like, "It might be that," or "I tend to believe," or "One possibility is." For example, it might be that our customers are more interested in sustainability than we thought. Or, "I tend to believe our team is feeling a bit burned out." These phrases open the door for others to chime in, disagree, or build on your idea without feeling like they're challenging a fact. The key is to match your language to the situation. Strong claims for data-backed conclusions, soft claims for subjective or exploratory discussions. This nuance is the hallmark of a truly skilled communicator. Now let's get into some advanced moves for respectful debate. These techniques go beyond phrasing and into the structure of your response. The first and most important is to acknowledge their point before you do anything else. Simply say, "That's an interesting point," or "I appreciate you sharing that." This costs you nothing and immediately lowers defenses. Next, try a technique called steel manning. It's the opposite of straw manning. Instead of misrepresenting their argument to make it easier to attack, you do the opposite. You summarize their argument in its strongest possible form. For example, "So, if I'm understanding you correctly, your main concern is that if we delay the launch, we'll miss a key market window and our competitors will get ahead. Is that right?" This shows you've truly listened and are engaging with their best argument, not a weak caricature of it. Only after they confirm your understanding should you then present your counter-argument or perspective. This sequence, acknowledge, summarize, then respond, is incredibly powerful. It ensures you're both discussing the same thing and frames the conversation as a collaborative search for truth. One of the most powerful tools in any conversation is not stating your own opinion, but asking the right questions. Clarifying questions show you're engaged, help you understand their position better, and often lead the other person to refine their own thinking. Here's a toolkit of questions you can use. If their point is too general, ask, "Could you elaborate on that?" Or, "Can you give me a specific example?" If they use a vague term, ask, "When you say inefficient, what does that look like in practice?" To understand their underlying reasoning, ask, "What leads you to that conclusion?" Or, "What's the main priority for you here?" And for a truly advanced question that tests the foundation of their argument, you can ask, "What would count as evidence against your view?" This is a brilliant, non-confrontational way to explore the limits of their position. Asking genuine, curious questions is a sign of strength. It turns a potential confrontation into a shared exploration and gives you valuable information to shape your own response. Knowing what to do is only half the battle. We also need to know what to do. Let's cover the common pitfalls that turn discussions into disasters. The first is interrupting. It's the ultimate sign of disrespect. It says, "What I have to say is more important than what you are currently saying." Bite your tongue. Let them finish. Write down your point if you have to. Second, avoid absolutist language. Words like always, never, everyone, and no one are rarely true and instantly invite challenge. Instead of, "You never listen to my ideas," try, "I sometimes feel my ideas aren't being heard." It's more accurate and less accusatory. Third, steer clear of sarcasm and personal attacks. Sarcasm can feel clever, but it often comes across as passive-aggressive and dismissive. And the moment you attack the person instead of their idea, "That's a stupid idea," or "How could you believe that?" you've lost. The debate is over, and you've damaged the relationship. Always attack the problem, not the person. Theory is great, but practice is what builds skill. So let's do a quick guided practice session. I'll give you a rude statement, and your job is to rephrase it respectfully. I'll pause for a few seconds to give you time to think. Ready? Okay, scenario 1. Your colleague says, "Your plan is totally unrealistic and will never work." A rude response would be, "You don't know what you're talking about." How would you rephrase it respectfully? A great answer would be something like, "I hear your concerns about the plan's feasibility. Could you tell me which specific parts seem unrealistic so we can address them?" Okay, scenario 2. Someone says, "We always do it this way, it's fine." How do you challenge the status quo politely? You could try, "I agree that the current process has worked for us, but I have an idea that might make it even more efficient. Would you be open to hearing it?" See how that works? You validate their point before introducing a new idea. This is a muscle. The more you practice, the more naturally it will come to you in real-life situations. We've covered a lot of ground, so let's recap with a simple action plan. Here is your checklist for winning debates without being rude. 1. Set a collaborative intention. Aim for understanding, not victory. 2. Use I statements. I think, I feel, in my view. Own your perspective. 3. Validate before you disagree. I see your point, but, or, that's a fair point. And 4. Ask clarifying questions. Get curious, not furious. 5. Avoid the pitfalls. No interrupting, no absolutist language, and no personal attacks. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to pick just one of these techniques and consciously practice it this week. Maybe it's focusing on not interrupting, or trying to use, "I see your point, but," in a meeting. Small, consistent practice is what leads to mastery. You have the tools. Now it's time to use them. To put this into practice right now, try this in the comments. State a gentle opinion on any topic using one of the phrases we discussed. For example, "In my view, the best type of pizza is..." Then, reply to someone else's comment by politely disagreeing. Try using the "I see your point, but..." formula. Let's make the comments section a training ground for respectful debate. Remember the goal. Short, kind, confident. You've got this.